78 Sports TV here. Salute to the mighty LDBC, Lions Den basketball community in this case. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe. Also, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop a new video. And if you're digging the video, go ahead and share the video. And today I got my brother, Too Raw for TV in the building. What's up, Too Raw?
Hey, what's up, man?
Chilling, man. We're going to do a little review on the Clipper game versus the Suns game 1. And I want to talk about something that Skip Bayless had to say today. The Skip Bayless being the ultimate Russell Westbrook hater. We knew he wasn't going to back down. One thing about Skip Bayless that you got to respect is he don't back down for nobody. He don't respect nobody's opinion but his own, and he going to say how he feel at all times. Now, I respect that about Skip, right? I respect the fact that when he makes a stance, he's sticking to that stance, no matter what. In traditional racist form, that's what he does. Now, Skip Bayless says that basically on ESPN First Take, after the phenomenal game Russell Westbrook had last night, he made some interesting statements. But before we get to his statements, I want to pull up some of the stats here. Many people will say, all right, man, look, man, Russ was 3 for 19. People who didn't actually watch the game, they'll say, Russ was 3 for 19. What's all this hoopla about Russ? This is a horrible game. But if you actually watch the game, you'll see the impact Russ had on the defensive end for this team, right? Russ had 11 rebounds in the game, and I believe 6 of those were offensive rebounds, if I'm not mistaken. And they were crucial rebounds in the I think 5 of them was offensive rebounds, and they were crucial that he got in the fourth quarter. He out-rebounded DeAndre Ayton, a 7-footer for the Phoenix Suns. He got crucial offensive rebounds. He was all over the court, being a pest. He was forcing turnovers, blocking shots. He was doing everything. Every time you looked up, you seen Russ fingerprints all over this game, just not in the scoring department. However, in crunch time, Russ was able to, even though he was 3 for 18 at the time, 3 for 19 at the time, Russ drove to the basket and was fouled by Devin Booker. All right, I believe it was Devin Booker who fouled him. Russ then knocked down 2 clutch free throws. Now, this is a guy who people say can't shoot free throws. He only shooting 65% for the year. He knocked down 2 free throws in the clutch, then turned around and gets a block and forced a turnover on Devin Booker to win the game for the Clippers. What was your take on Russell Westbrook's performance last night, Mike? Too Raw for TV.
It's just it's an example of sometimes you cannot always look at a box score, and from a box score quarterfile players, it doesn't always tell a person's effort out there and how important they were to a team. You know what I mean? Like, now, Kobe Bryant, you know what I'm saying? Not to just bring up historical perspective, but Kobe Bryant in that game 7 they played against the Boston Celtics. We all remember he only shot 6 of 24 from the floor. And a lot of Kobe detractors would point that out. But what the box score wasn't showing, or if you're only looking at the scoring, Kobe also found ways where he knows his shot wasn't working or shot wasn't falling for him. He found other ways to be integral in that game. And part of it was his rebound. He had 15 rebounds. Matter of fact, I believe he led all rebounders in that game. Another big part of his game was he shut Ray Allen down. I think Ray Allen only shot 3 of 13 from the floor in that game. So everybody look at Kobe, but you have to see what he did on the defensive end of the floor, which is why I'm always stressing that today's fan only cares about offense. And to be honest with you, in the playoffs, defense is more important. How many times have we seen great defensive teams totally neutralize offensive teams, like the Detroit Pistons against the Lakers in 2004? So anyway, to me, Russ imprinted himself on his game by doing the things that he does great, which is his energy, his hustle, his rebounding, which is unbelievable, and his playmaking, and he has and when Russ is motivated, he can be a great defender. Yeah, we can make a point that in the past Russ wasn't noted for his defense, but he's always shown signs that if he worked on that side of the ball, if he worked on defense, he could be great. Even with the Lakers, he never got credit for it, but he would get timely deflections, steals, blocks. You know what I'm saying? Crucial offensive rebounds, even with the Lakers, that he never got credit for. So, yeah, man, Russ was big for them last night. Big.
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up with his time with the Lakers. People don't give him credit for that at all. Russ, if you go back and look, even on YouTube, and look at Russ's greatest moments as a Laker, I'm sure somebody got videos like that on YouTube. They have to. Look at Russell Westbrook highlights as a Lakers. Russell Westbrook best moments as a Laker. You'll be like, oh, I remember that. Oh, I remember Russ did this. He got no credit for none of it because they were so fixated on hating on him, which brings me to the point of Skip Bayless, who is the ringleader of the Russell Westbrook hate. This is what Skip Bayless had to say today on Undisputed. And I was just unbelievable.
When Kawhi, for once, again, I picked the Clippers for the year. I just can't root for them anymore. I can't stand up for them anymore because Russ is on the team. But that's just me. But the point is,
the man says, "Did you hear that?"
Mm-hmm.
He picked the Clippers before the season, but he can't root for them anymore. He can't stick up for them because Russ is on the team. That's personal. That means he hates you. You have to hate somebody to have that type of philosophy. Okay, that's like me saying, "All right, I can't root for the Bucks, even though this is my team. I can't root for the Bucks, man. They got Chris Middleton. They got Chris Middleton. I can't root for him. This is ridiculous. The level of hate that this man has for Russell Westbrook and the level of influence that Skip has to control and manipulate the masses of people is irritating to me. Because so many people regurgitate Skip Bayless's talking points, and then they act like they so pro-black or whatever. You regurgitate everything this dude says. Okay? And it's super irritating. Super irritating. But what's your thoughts on what Skip just said?
I mean, it's expected. He, at this point, man, you have to come away with the conclusion, like you said, that it's a personal thing. I mean, I've heard some rumors about OKC, and he had some difficulties there. He's from Oklahoma. He was born there, 1951, I think. He was born there, so I think it's something personal happened. I heard some rumors, but whatever it is, it's a personal thing with Skip. He holds grudges. He still holds a grudge against Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I suspect it's partially because of the fact that maybe Russ doesn't have the best personality when it comes to journalists. Maybe he's harboring a resentment there because I know Skip has a resentment still to this day to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He said Michael Jordan was, not to go off script too much, but he said that Michael Jordan is a greater college player than Kareem, which is absolutely ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. So yeah, with Skip, he holds grudges, and this is his way of get back by being personal, but trying to act like this is my journalistic opinion. And it's really hard to prove that a journalist is being personal, which is why it's almost impossible for an athlete, in theory, to win a libel suit against these people, against journalists, because it's hard to prove that it's personal.
Right.
So yeah, but anyway, yeah, it's just another example that he doesn't like Russell Westbrook, and he weaponizes his show, his social media accounts to get back at Russ.
Absolutely. It's a shame that people fall for this, man. But let me ask you a question. Well, let me make a statement first, and then I ask you. It's my opinion that Russell Westbrook, despite everything people say about him, I think he is the greatest rebounding point guard of all time in the NBA, the history of the NBA. That's my opinion. From watching the game, watching Russ, watching how he positions himself, rebounding is not an easy thing to do. All right, it's actually easier to score than it is to rebound. Rebounding takes skill. It takes first you got to have desire to actually get the rebound, right? Right. Then you got to have great positioning, anticipation skills, right? Knowing where the ball's gonna be, how somebody's shooting, what angle the ball's probably gonna be in, and for Russ to be 6'3", and out rebounding 7-footers on a consistent basis, he's been doing it his whole career. That's not a fluke. People, when he was averaging a triple double every season for like 4 seasons in a row, people said that Russ was stealing rebounds from his center on his team. Oh, he's stealing rebounds from Steven Adams. Okay, but he averaged a triple double when he wasn't with Steven Adams. And then if you say he was stealing rebounds from Steven Adams, how is he out rebounding the opposing team center and the opposing team's power forward? I pulled up some stats here. The greatest rebounding point guards of all time, Jason Kidd right now is at 8,402 rebounds total. Russell Westbrook is at 7,964. Jason Kidd played 22 years. Russ is in year 15? Something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
So Jason Kidd played far more years than Russ. Jason Kidd played in, 438 more games than Russ. No, 221 more games than Russ, right? And he has 438 more rebounds than Russ. But he played in 221 more games than Russ. And he has that many more. It's my opinion Russ is the greatest rebounder I've ever seen as a point guard. I've never seen a dude with that kind of desire go out there and out-rebound bigger guys. He plays big boy basketball in the paint. Even with the Lakers, they had him in a dunker spot. The Lakers had Russ in a dunker spot, bro. You know, they had Russ. How many times when Russ was a Laker did we see Russ somehow end up guarding the center of the team? Like how did that happen? But what's your opinion on my take?
I'm trying to think of the greatest rebounding point guards now. I could agree with that. Jason Kidd came to mind. Magic Johnson. Another guy that's kind of forgotten in history. His peak wasn't as long, but you might remember him. Remember Fat Lever?
Yeah, I remember Fat Lever.
Yeah, Fat Lever. Sometimes, like when you think of some of the older players, because of the pace in the 60s and 70s, they had more possession, so their rebounding totals were a little bit inflated. Yeah, I mean, when I think about it, man, Russ definitely has a case. He definitely has a case because Jason Kidd played 18, 19 years. Russ is in year 15.
More than that.
Was it more than that?
I thought Jason Kidd played more than 20 years. Unless I'm tripping.
It's close to 20.
Let me see. Do the math. You better at math than me. Jason Kidd was drafted in 94. Right. I remember that year.
Yeah.
He retired in 2013.
That's 19 years.
Okay, so 19.
Yeah. Yeah, he played 19 years then. Yeah, I mean, it's still, that's 4 more seasons. And Russ is only 400-something more rebounds. He can get that next year. He'll be the all-time leader rebounding for point guards. And he's only 6'3", 195 pounds maybe, and he has diminished athleticism. So he's not quite the leaper that he once was. But you saw last night, he had 5 big offensive rebounding. Offensive rebounding is much more difficult than defensive rebounding. You know, you got to mix it up. And he was out rebounding Ayton. Ayton had 0 offensive rebounds last night. And Russ had more rebounds total than DeAndre Ayton. And I was looking at something between 2014 and 2021. Russ averaged, let me see. Russ averaged 25.9 points, 9.5 rebounds, 10 assists, and 1.8 steals. So he literally, for that 7-year period, just about averaged a triple-double a season.
Right.
That's
Right.
incredible.
It is, bro. I don't know how you call somebody like that a bum or a scrub or he not worthy to be a top 75 player of all time. I don't know how you do it. The man went to the Lakers and had a down year with the Lakers. And even with the down year, he averaged 18, 8, and 8. Okay? 18, 8, and 8. And they act like he was the worst scrub bum ever to exist, knowing the man. Okay? And like I keep telling people, y'all keep talking about Russ's turnovers in the games. Cool, I'll give you that. Russ have a lot of turnovers. But you can't act like turnovers matter so much to you. And then when I bring up LeBron's turnovers, and LeBron is the league leading turnover leader in all of the NBA history. LeBron has more turnovers than anybody in NBA history. Y'all dismiss it like, oh, it don't matter though. Well, LeBron is a forward. And, it don't matter. Like, stop it. LeBron is a point forward. Y'all know that. He's always been a point forward his whole career. Turnover is a turnover. So,
you know what gets me about that though? This year, Russ is averaging 3.5 turnovers. Right? Okay,
right.
that's about average. That's about average. That's not like an absurd amount, like 4
Right.
and a half, 5 a game. You know, for as much flack as Russ get, Trae Young has led the league in turnovers the last 2 seasons. Trae Young has just overtaken Russell Westbrook for the highest career turnovers per game average in history. Skip won't tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
But Trae Young, you know, like I said, is the all-time leader in turnovers per game average in the regular season. He just had 5 turnovers the other day. He averages 4.5 turnovers per game in the playoffs. So if we have such a big thing with turnovers, then why don't we do that with everybody?
Right. Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. And that's been my biggest pet peeve about the Russell Westbrook criticism about, look, you want to criticize his shooting? Fine. Russ ain't never been a knockdown 50% or more shooter. He's never been that. All right, and that's fair criticism. If you want to say, hey, look, man, Russ should be shooting the ball better, I'll take that. But the turnover thing irritates me because it's like you just pointed out. Even my favorite player today, Giannis, well, look, Giannis handles the ball a lot. He turns the ball over. If you handling that ball and you bringing it up the court and you trying to make passes, make plays, you're the point guard at that point in time. If you're doing that and you're throwing the ball away, Giannis averages a lot of turnovers. Trae Young averages a lot of turnovers. LeBron James, who's supposed to be so basketball intellectual, so far superior than everybody else, he gets turnovers. So stop making that excuse about Russ.
Right. And one other point I want to make about this turnover thing. When you are a point guard that's not as athletic, slower paced, more of a deliberate pace, you're going to average fewer turnovers. If you're in a fast breaking situation, more possessions, you know what I'm saying, up and down, you're going to have situations where you're throwing bullet passes, bounce passes.
Yep.
Those types of passes are more likely to get intercepted. That's why the fast breaking guys, Pete Maravich, Magic Johnson, to an extent LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, they average more turnovers. And a lot of times it's not necessarily their fault. It can be miscommunication. You know, the other team is seeing what they think, they're anticipating what the guy's going to do. They can sometimes intercept the pass. It happens. The only time it becomes a problem is when the turnovers are superseding the game or the outcome or the passing or the successful conversion of passing. But I just want to throw that in there because a lot of people saying some crazy stuff, man.
No, that's facts. Turnovers are tricky because I expect for the point guard or the guy who's handling the ball to get some turnovers. If you're trying to make plays, you're gonna make a few mistakes. It's going to be a few misreads and errors there. But, like, if you pass the ball to a guy and the ball hit his hands, but it bounced off his hands, and the other defender grabs the ball, okay, it got to be another stat for that, because to call that a turnover is kind of ridiculous. It's like in the NFL. If the quarterback passes the ball to somebody and the ball hits the dude's hands, but it bounced off his hands up in the air, and the defender grabbed the ball for interception, like, I don't feel like that should be on the point guard, but whatever. Fine. Mm-hmm. It's just like how the referees can manipulate field goal percentage. I tell people all the time, Russ, at this stage of his career, no longer gets the respect as a superstar. Austin Reeves gets more respect from the officials than Russell Westbrook does, who's a top 75 player. Okay, you can say, okay, Russ went, let's say he go 3 for 19, right? Mm-hmm. But that 3 for 19 could have easily been 3 for 10. Could have easily been 3 for 10. It all depends on if the referees call a foul. Because if the referees call a foul when you go into the basket or when you coming up for a shot, that doesn't go against your field goal percentage, right? So that's what they do, right? Mm-hmm. If the referees call those fouls, it determines how people see the game. So if Russ is coming in, like I've seen games where Giannis will have, because Giannis go to the free throw line a lot, but I've seen games where Giannis will have, you know, he might go 15 for 20 from the field, all right? But if the referees, and he'll have like 10 or 11 free throws, but if the referees didn't call those fouls, Giannis would have had a horrible game. He would have been, 15 for 35 or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. It would have been 15 for 35. It all depends on if they call the fouls. In that last possession, when Russ was going to the basket, the referees called the foul, right? Which gave Russ a chance to go to the line and hit those clutch free throws. If the referees don't make that call, everybody's talking about how Russ had a horrible game. Oh man, this dude Russ taking crazy dumb shots. This don't make no sense, man. Russ doing this dumb stuff. That's how easily the officiating and stuff can be manipulated. That's why it's important for people to watch the game and not just read the stat sheet, but actually watch the game if you have time. Because if you watch the game, it will show you different things than what you think you see in the stat sheet. Right. Let me say this as well. Let me ask you this. The Clippers still game 1 versus the Suns. I didn't expect that. With Paul George being out, I thought that the Clippers didn't stand a chance against the Suns. I thought they might win one game or something like that, but I didn't think it was going to be the first one. How do you see what do you think the Clippers' chances are versus the Suns with no Paul George? Because the reports are Paul George won't be back for this series.
I still think it's going to be a tight series, man. For this series, I think I had the Suns in 6. But now that the Clippers have taken this game, it could go 7. I tend to think because they don't have Paul George that the Suns still have a slight advantage. But it wouldn't surprise me if the Clippers won this series, because I'm going to say this. You know, you could say that, you could think this. It doesn't always work like this. If the Clippers found a way to win a game with Russ going 3 for 19, he's not going to go 3 for 19 probably again in this series. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to shoot like Steph Curry, but you can pretty much bet he's probably going to shoot at least 40, 45% for the rest of the series, right? So it's like, if I'm the Clippers, I feel kind of good about our chances. I put it like that. I feel kind of good about our chances. I think they got a shot.
Yeah. Right now, I'm a believer. I think the Clippers got a shot, man. And like you said, I think this series can go 7 games. it can come down to the wire. The Clippers can at least push this to 6 games. Without Paul George, it's going to be very hard for them to beat the Suns. But the thing about the Suns is, even though they have great players, they have KD, they got Devin Booker, they got Chris Paul, a.k.a. the point guard, right? They got DeAndre Ayton. They lost a lot of depth on their bench.
Yep.
They lost a lot of depth on their bench to get Kevin Durant. So if they're going to do that, Kevin Durant has to shoot 20 shots a game. Bare minimum, KD got to shoot at least 20 shots a game in the playoffs for them to win and be at maximum force and to make up for that loss of role players. KD is a traditional 15 shots per game type of guy. KD is the greatest number 2 player of all time. Like KD is a great number 2. He's not Kobe. He's not Michael Jordan. KD is not going to come out there and shoot 25, 30 shots a game. He's just not going to do it, right? And when he does do it, they usually lose. Mm-hmm. So KD is comfortable shooting 15 to 15, 16 shots a game and being very efficient, shooting about 50% from the floor, making his buckets. He expects his teammates to be able to show up and show out for him. That's what KD does. And then if his teammates, that's why he went to the Warriors. Well, I just want to play basketball. I just want to do my part and play basketball. You know, he go over there with Kyrie to the Nets. I just want to play basketball. I just want to play basketball. He not coming there to do what he tried to do against the Bucks. When everybody's, KD foot was on the line. He shouldn't have been he shouldn't have been playing 40-some minutes a game, and he shouldn't have been shooting that many shots. You need your other teammates to step up for KD because that's just who he is. He is who he is, just like LeBron James. Mm-hmm. We know LeBron James is not. If the team is down, if the Lakers are down by 10, we can bet our bottom dollar LeBron James is not going to be the guy to say, I'm taking over this game. We down by 10 with 5 minutes left. I'm going to take over this game. It's on me. He's not going to be that guy. He's going to pass the ball, hope that his teammates get it within 1 or get him a lead. Then he's going to start yakking up shots because he's a front runner, just like John Morant.
Yeah, it's true.
That's what he do. He's a front runner. And for the LeBron fans that might have a problem with what I said, I don't care how you feel. Y'all came on my video yesterday hating on Russ for no reason. I gave the Lakers credit. I picked them to beat the Memphis Grizzlies in 7 games. That wasn't enough for you. You come over here, the Lakers are better without Russ. They should be better without Russ. Okay? Well, they traded the man. Y'all said didn't nobody want him. Y'all traded him and got a bricks truck, a gold for this dude. Y'all got all kind of players for this dude, and y'all sitting here, the Lakers are better. Yes, they are better without Russ. Russ was never a great fit with the Lakers. I told y'all that. Raw told y'all that. We've been told y'all Russ was not a great fit for the Lakers because he needs the ball in his hands, and LeBron, the ball-headed dude, also need the ball in his hands. Okay? So it's not a great fit.
Hey, you remember when Russell Westbrook got traded? Kendrick Perkins said Lakers gonna win 70 games. Man, yeah. Some of these dudes, man, on TV, I don't get it, man.
Yeah, Big Perk. I like Big Perk, but Big Perk is like he like that slow cousin you got. You know, he like a slow cousin. You know what I'm saying? He not really Perk don't really know what he's talking about. What's that video you sent me where Perk was trying to explain something? ESPN messed up and let ESPN messed up and let Perkins.
Oh, he was trying to
call highlights.
He was trying to narrate a highlight.
Yeah, he was trying to narrate a highlight. Perkins like
messed up their name.
Man, he went.
He just stopped. Quit.
He quit. He gave up. Perkins was like, he was like, oh, Russell Westbrook has the ball. He comes up the court. Oh, he shoot and then he score. Oh, did somebody who man? Okay, I'm done. What? What happened? What was that? What was that? What was that, Perk? Come on, Big Perk. You gotta do better than that, bro. You gotta do better than that. You gotta do better than that, Big Perk. But for the people who may just now be listening to the show, first of all, smash the like button, y'all. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop a new video. And if you are subscribed and already have the notification bell on and you're not getting your notifications, what you need to do is click the notification bell off, turn it off, refresh the page, and then turn it back on, and it works. Trust me, I did it. I had to do it myself to other people's channel. Now, for those of you just joining us, let me play what Skip Bayless had to say.
When Kawhi, for once, again, I picked the Clippers for the year. I just can't root for them anymore. I can't stand up for them anymore because Russ is on the team. But that's just me. But the point,
the man said he can't root for the Clippers anymore, his team, because Russ is on the team. Skip Bayless hates Russell Westbrook. He really does, and it's sad. It's shameful. It's embarrassing. This really has to stop. This has to stop. I don't know how anybody with common sense can follow Skip Bayless and listen to this man, take this man's lead. All right, Russ is one of the greatest basketball players the world has ever seen. The man's effort. Let me tell you something about Russ. I say this a lot in my boxing videos when I talk about Russ. Russ, the reason why I defend Russ so much, and the reason why I'm a fan of Russ, it's not because people criticize him and I have some weird desire to defend anybody that's being criticized. I love Russell Westbrook's game because he tries, bro. And his effort, his heart. Russell Westbrook is a bulldog. He's game bred. And what people don't understand is this. So many people in life go through their whole life without ever trying to be great, without ever putting themselves in position to win or lose. They're so afraid of failure that they sit back and just watch the world pass them by. Russell Westbrook tries, bro. He tries. Now, I know this is not a popular opinion, what I'm about to say now, given what's going on with Brett Favre. Brett Favre is my favorite quarterback of all time for the same reasons, because of the effort. He tries to make plays, right? So many quarterbacks would rather take a sack. They're afraid to throw an interception. They'd rather take a sack. They throw the ball out of bounds. They're afraid of messing up their, you know what I'm saying? No. Brett Favre took risks. He took chances. Westbrook does the same thing. If Russell Westbrook was Michael Westbrook from Iowa, Skip Bayless would love him. If Westbrook had the complexion for the protection, Skip Bayless and many others would love him and say he was one. Oh, this guy's the greatest ever. You know, hey, he tried. They would make movies about this type of effort. Mm-hmm. Rocky is a fictional character, okay? But everybody enjoys, black, white, no matter what race you are, everybody enjoys the story of Rocky, this underdog who overcame the odds and put up so much effort and showed so much heart. That's a beautiful story. But we actually got real life Rockies in the world. And y'all don't respect them because they don't look like what you want them to look like. Russell Westbrook is the real life Rocky. This man wasn't, when he was drafted, nobody expected him to be a top 75 player of all time. Who expected that? Nobody. The man has overachieved. Russell Westbrook is the American dream, in my opinion. Right? I respect him. I love him because of his effort and how he goes about his business. You know what I'm saying? And I don't make no apologies for that. Y'all can hate on Russ all you want to. But, you know, I mean, that's a testament to who you are, not me. How you feel about that, Mike?
I agree with that 100%, man. Especially the Rocky comparison. I just started thinking about when, if you compare Apollo, I know they're fictional, but when you compare Apollo to Rocky, Apollo was far more infinitely skilled.
Right.
Far more infinitely skilled. But Butch was afraid for Apollo to fight Rocky.
Right.
Because he knew Rocky, just even though he wasn't the most skilled, he would not give up. He said, "Why you want me to fight this guy? For real? I saw you beat that man like I've never seen any fighter get beat before. And the man kept coming after you.
Right.
We don't need that type of trouble in our life." And that's why I think about, now that you bring it up, man, it's a perfect comparison. Russ isn't the most skilled dude, but the reason why I think people within the NBA respect him so much is because of his approach to the game. He never cheats the game. I know it's a cliche now, but he really never cheats the game. And he always going to give you 100%, always. I've never seen Russ go out there and just go through the motions. I've never seen that.
Right.
I've seen other so-called great players do it. And that's why I have such a disdain for Ben Simmons, because he was doing everything.
Yep.
You were hyped up with LeBron. You were supposed to be on the level of LeBron and Magic Johnson, and you just totally gave up. You didn't even try. And he still got people taking up for him.
Oh, and Skip Bayless loved him some Ben Simmons.
Right. Loves him some Ben Simmons. And Ben Simmons don't even try. Oh, well, if he ever does this, well, if he ever tried, if he ever put it together. No, man. He ain't in year 1, year 2 no more. He's a quitter. And then he wants to use the national epidemic of mental illness as an excuse for why he doesn't try. No, that's no excuse for me.
Right. That's facts. All facts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I bring up one other thing?
Oh, yeah, go ahead, bro.
This will make Skip the ultimate hypocrite. Remember how this dude loved him some Tim Tebow?
Right. The great bum.
Right. Tim Tebow only had a 48% passing completion. Even in that era, that was atrocious. He was an interception machine. But Skip would say, sometimes, with Tim Tebow, what he does out there, you can't see it in the stat sheet. Oh, okay. So with Tim Tebow, all the intangibles matter with him, but with Russ, it's about what's on the stat sheet.
Big facts. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's the hypocrisy. That's the hypocrisy of the two Bob. Skip Bayless. It's what they do. It's what these people do. They only see it their way. They're right. You're wrong. You know what I'm saying? And Shannon Sharp is just as bad, because he sit there. He try to act like he taking up for us, but Shannon, he sit there and he let Skip get away with this stuff. Skip. Russ, I tried. I tried, Russ. Skip. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, man. But it's all good. We'll come back with another one eventually. I want to see how this series ends. Maybe we can do another one after the series is over with, another collab. Too Raw, tell the people they can find you, bro.
Yeah, they can find me on my original channel, Too Raw for TV, on YouTube. I have a secondary channel, Too Raw for Sports, with the $. The other channel I've been locked out of for about 2 months now. But I'm going to try to see if I can get that channel reopened, maybe make that something else. And I also have a Patreon for those of you who are interested in politics and social issues. I don't talk about that on YouTube anymore, but I have a Patreon where you can sign up to as well if you're interested in that. It's only $2 per month, and I take requests on there. So that's where you can find me at.
Yeah, and y'all getting a steal for $2 a month. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm signed up to it. Y'all getting a steal for $2 a month. Tell you that right now. Y'all better get it while the getting is good before he raised the price on you. Because if it was me, I'd have raised it on y'all a long time ago. But hey man, I want to thank my brother 2 Out for TV for joining me today. We'll be back with another one, y'all. Salute to the mighty LDBC. Y'all smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notification bell, and we up out of here though. Deuces.
Peace.
Peace.